Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a very big Sky Race Day, Super Days racing in Adelaide with the running of the Goodwood Handicap and the Oaks. And it's Doomben's big day out today with the running of the 10,000. We have Rosehill in Sydney, the first of our venues coming your way. Nice day's racing in Sydney, weather fine, 5 minutes to the start of race number 1. Air of Grace, a short-priced favourite with Darren Beedman aboard. And let's take you now to Ron Dufficy with the late mail. Ron, good morning to you.
Good morning, Graham. These fillies are on the track approaching the barrier here for race 1. I'm looking for one at a bit of value, double figure odds here. Number 6, Just Fame. Now, this filly was well supported at a debut at Wyong, and I thought she was travelling sweetly. In fact, like a winner coming to the turn before she clipped heels and dislodged her rider Rodney Quinn that day. She seems to...
First, Air of Grace. Darren Beedman aboard, and Barry Lockwood, the trainer. The filly trained at Port Macquarie. At Port Macquarie has the steadier of 60.5. Anyway, we'll see how she handles it, because there's only one to move in, that is Just Fame. Race is over the 1,200 metres. Just Fame walks in and we're set, ready to see them fly. First of the day. Soon be off in the first. Air of Grace $1.80 and $1 racing this time, and Air of Grace jumped very quickly, and she leads about a half length on Trumps, who's going to race her and head her in actual fact. And settling down now, Trumps about 3/4 Sampa Guita, Air of Grace third, Blue Lyric fourth, and over on the inside Fuji Beauty, a length and a half to La Picasso, Spinning Charm next to last, and dropping out to last is Just Fame. They work their way past the 750, and Trumps is the leader, keen to roll along in front, a half length on Blue Lyric. Sampa Guita in third position, followed over on its inside Fuji Beauty. Air of Grace is back fifth on the outside of La Picasso, Just Fame next to last, and Spinning Charm is the tail ender, working down to the corner, and they have about 550 metres left to run as they round the bend now. Trumps in front, a half length on Blue Lyric, a length to Sampa Guita, and Beedman calling upon the favourite Air of Grace, and she's sprinting to the leaders pretty quickly, 300 ahead of them now, and Air of Grace runs up to Sampa Guita. They beat off Trumps and a couple of lengths to Just Fame. Air of Grace under 60.5. She's a neck in front of Sampa Guita. Just Fame inclined to duck in, and then comes on the outside Spinning Charm. Air of Grace, is she being anchored by the weight? Just Fame is coming at her, and Just Fame on the outside, I think, arrived in time. Photo finish, Just Fame with Air of Grace and Sampa Guita kicking back, followed by La Picasso, Spinning Charm, Trumps, Fuji Beauty, and Blue Lyric at the tail of the field. Stand by for placings in the first event of the day. Just Fame, she wanted to hang in just a fraction, around about 150, maybe 200 metres to go. And then she was straightened up, and Scott Pollard drove her out after Air of Grace, who was starting to wilt. And in the last little bit, Just Fame has put the nose out, and she'll get there, I'd say. And in doing so, pay... There's the number now. Number 6 is first. That is Just Fame, ridden by Scott Pollard. But it's very, very close for second and third here, because with the outside horse and winner obscuring the two noses on her inside, it's just a little difficult to determine. So 6 Just Fame has scored. In New South Wales, she's paid $6.60 a win and $1.70 the place. Air of Grace, when they jumped, was paying $1.10 the place, and the other one in the photo for the minor placing was showing a dividend number 2 of $1.50. Just Fame, she'd only had the one start, and she didn't complete the course with her rider Rodney Quinn. Struck heels on the home turn in a race at Wyong early in May. She was very, very well tried. Sampa Guita actually dead heated in that particular race with Vegas Bow, and I think, gee, if Just Fame had stayed on her feet, I think she would have won for sure and certain. She's by Quest for Fame from Carry the Star. She's trained by Bruce Cross, a very, very good mentor, and Mrs. T.M. Griffiths and Mrs. J. Lloyd share in the ownership of this filly, who's going to win more races, and she gives me the impression, the way she got to the line there, that a journey upwards of 1,200 will suit her ideally. So the judge, having his work cut out, splitting the second and third, 6 the winner. Now the time will be of interest. It's 1:12.12 on this dead track. Class record 1:09.84, 1:12.12, and they've run the last 600 in 35.47. And it was only in the last 20 metres that Air of Grace started to feel the 60.5 kgs. Okay, we'll take a break from all studios. Still no sign of second and third. We'll have more shortly.
Righto, Ian, thank you. Yeah, Ron Duffy was spot on target. He let you know all that information prior to the start about that first up run. He was very keen on its chances, well tried, and has duly got the money. $6.60 and $1.70, second and third coming shortly. Doomben heading onto the track for race 16.70, the exacta trifecta 64.30. First at Caulfield is due in 14 minutes from now, and Gibbano is a rating special at good odds, as you can see there. Ahead of 3 Kingwells, 4 Lie Detector, 5 Ain't Here. Here's the tote call with undenied out. $10 Gibbano, Kingwells 4.20, 4.60 Lie Detector, Ain't Here 5.70 in the market. Kazimski. Then down to number 8 Hollow at $6.90 from the John Hawkes stable, and Sir Weathervane is at $11 for race 1 at Caulfield. Right, let's take you to Larry Olsen for.
Yeah, they're moving in. Started calling them up. Ain't Here has moved in. Star Kalani is ready on the inside. And now Lie Detector is coming up into the gates. Ain't Here about to come along. His victory at Sale I thought was very impressive. It was on a rain-affected track down there. But he did everything right. Jumped and took the position, and he was too good at the end. And John Tapp joining us as well. Thank you, John. Getting ready for the first here today. This is Kosminski now coming in. Showed a lot of gate speed in winning at Kilmore. Open race, probably not up to the best of Saturday company. So a lot of these horses stepping straight from maidens are very much genuine winning hopes here. Kingwells is still a maiden, but he's been placed in each of his 3 starts, and he's the best tried on course. Second pick, Lie Detector and Ain't Here. They've each been a little on the easy side. Then Hollow, and this one here, Gibbano, who's causing a little bit of a problem over at the gates, is the next best, and he has also trimmed up on course. Now, Kingwells comes up into the line now. Most of them that are ready. Kingwells is set. And now they've got Gibbano in the gates. And the next one to move in here is Weathervane. Yes, Kingwells, I understand they just couldn't replate him. He pulled a plate off before coming into the mounting yard, and they couldn't get one back on, so they allowed him to race barefoot behind. We'll just see what kind of effect that's going to have on him. Certainly hasn't worried the punters. They've continued to back him since that announcement was made, and he firmed 30 cents since we made that announcement. Hollow moved in, so they're set to go. Track is rated as good. They're out in the true place, 4.27 the penetrometer, and they're ready for race 1. And away. Hollow didn't jump well, so Weathervane got out fast, and so did Ain't Here. Kosminski had begun fast in the early stages. Kingwells is up there. Great charge across the track. Star Kalani's also prominent on the inside. After going 250 now, Star Kalani uses the rails gate and goes out by a good couple of lengths. He's burning up the side, in fact, ahead of Lie Detector. Kingwells in third placing, and then Kosminski. Over on the inside, Ain't Here. 2 lengths to Gibbano. A further break of more than 2 lengths to Sir Weathervane, and 2 lengths to Hollow. As they got to the 600, Star Kalani by 2. The favourite Kingwells moved to second, Lie Detector third, then Kosminski. Ain't Here fifth to rail from Gibbano, and then Sir Weathervane and Hollow. Coming around the turn, it'll be Star Kalani first into the straight at the 400. Kingwells straight up to join it, followed by Lie Detector, Kosminski, and Ain't Here on the rail from Gibbano. Star Kalani from Kingwells turning, Lie Detector trying to get out. Ain't Here coming through on the inside. They got to the 200, and Kingwells dash to the lead now. He's out by 2 to Ain't Here getting into second. Gibbano racing greenly, bumping there with Lie Detector, who's coming hard. Kingwells in front. Gibbano's coming at him now, and Lie Detector tightened for room. Kingwells kept going on the inside. Kingwells think he might have just lasted to Gibbano, who raced very, very greenly up the straight. Close up in between them in third place is Lie Detector, who really got badly hampered for ground in the straight. They got away to Ain't Here, and then came Sir Weathervane and Star Kalani, and towards the end of the field going over the line is Hollow back there in company with Kosminski. Stand by for a result here. Kingwells on the inside might just last from Gibbano, I thought, on the line. Gibbano looked certain to win it, but his greenness has definitely cost him. He was all over the place in the last little bit of the race. And the number about to be semaphore, and it'll go to Kingwells. 3 gets at Kingwells, Mark Zara and Jim Marconi. He's the horse who had the plates removed prior to going out for the event. Certainly didn't worry him. Showed good acceleration at the turn. Second to Gibbano, who's certainly something beaten as he ducked about dramatically, particularly in the last 50 metres. And third going to Lie Detector, number 4, ridden by Craig Newitt. 3, 2 and 4. Fourth in went to number 5, Ain't Here, and fifth was number 9, Sir Weathervane. They've run 112.30. Well, King Wells has been a model of consistency and certainly deserves his victory. 290 and 140. No doubt Gibbano was a good thing beaten in the race at 250 and Lie Detector at $1.80. Head on shows the interference that Lie Detector copped there. He got a nice old belting from Gibbano, so there might well be more to follow in the steward's room. So hold your tickets there. It is 3, 2, 4 on race number 1 from Caulfield.
Righto, Greg, thank you. Yeah, Mark Zara aboard for George Marconi. As we pointed out prior to the first race, it was the best backed runner in the race, King Wells. Andrew Bensley told us that. I just got home, but Gibbano, which was the rating special in the race, very erratically and probably should have won. Anyhow, 3.
And then Stormy Joe came out about 11:30. First of the day, and the winner, number 6, Just Fame. Scott Pollard beat one air of Grace Darren Beedman. Just found wanting under the 60.5 in the last 10 metres. 2 Sampaguita third. John's joining us now. Yes, we've got a slight delay here with Lion Dancer casting the off-4 plate, and rider Darren Beedman just leaning up against the inside rail, having a look at the blacksmith working on the plate of Lion Dancer. Nice jacket, pale green and black stripes and a red cap. If memory serves me correctly, grey receiver carried those. In comes Warrior Trader, who's the rank outsider in the small field, and we're set and ready to see them go. Starter climbs the ladder, presses the button, and they're off, and they jumped in a beautiful line. Thunder on at the end of 150 metres will lead clearly from If You Say So. The roughy Warrior Trader's moving forward rather swiftly, followed by Lion Dancer, who's 3 deep. Flatters in the middle, and Johannesburg close up near to the inside fence. They race onto the 1,000 marker, and Warrior Trader, no speed on, 1.5 lengths Thunder on now. If You Say So's over on the inside, and Lion Dancer's wider out, followed by Flatter at 1/2 length to Johannesburg. Working along the side of the track as they leave the 800 peg behind them. It's a jog trot. Warrior Trader from Thunder on the favourite. On the inside in third posse is If You Say So, followed by Lion Dancer, who's been wide from the start. Flatter being second last, and a length further back is Johannesburg. No change in order down to the corner, and Warrior Trader 1/2 length on Thunder on, starting to bridge the gap, and third is Lion Dancer. If You Say So pegged away from Flatter, who's now the deepest, and Johannesburg last. Well in the straight and down to the 300 marker. Thunder on when they sprinted, couldn't. Warrior Trader is still the leader. About 1 length If You Say So. Thunder on, followed by Lion Dancer, and Flatters the outside. The only one that can't win, Johannesburg. Warrior Trader still in front. Warrior Trader, the outsider in the field, is holding If You Say So. Warrior Trader, thank you very much. Warrior Trader from If You Say So, wide out Flatter with Thunder on, and then Lion Dancer, and Johannesburg was last.
How often does that happen? Warrior Trader, $32.80, $7.60 with Digger McClellan aboard. Photo for the miners on race number 2. And they crawled in the middle stages. Righto, I have to leave it there. We'll get second and third for you shortly. A real blowout for punters in that. Okay, now let's have a look at Doomben, the second, going onto the track.
Not wrong. Race 3, Aspen Valley.
Had 58, was only beaten about 1/2 length, and we expected her to win, but up to 1,600 metres, she's probably well suited.
I don't like putting people on the spot, but what do you think's your best runner today?
Oh, I think possibly Hydrometer.
Good luck.
Thanks, Alf.
Hydrometer from Leon McDonald. Right, Caulfield, race number 2. They're getting set. Here's Greg.
Big move on track has been for Casino Boy. He's going to run the clear favourite. It's a pretty tight market on the tote. Only 30 cents to Jura, but it's a bigger gap on track, I can assure you of that. He's clearly the best tried in the race, Casino Boy. 1,400 ideal for him today, and the blinkers going on for the first time. Jura, an easing second elect to Samba, third favourite, and then Smooth Customer. Now, here's Spontane coming up into the gates. He's been in good form against the older horses at the Provincials. Smooth Customer moving into the line, has the blinkers off today. Here's Ascalante coming in. So we're nearly ready. Rapidash's rider Craig Newitt in the all-white. Not far off a start here, just 2 or 3 to move in. Jura to get set. Casino Boy is a pronounced favourite on course, though. Jura will be the second elect. Better for his first up performance. Here's Jura coming in now. Over the line it was 3-2-4. Protest was dismissed. Third against second, and the first on the card, King Wells, sneaking home for a short half-head win. Rapidash has moved in, so the field for the second event looks ready. They're off now at the 1400. Not a bad start either, with Escalante one of the first to bound out of the stalls, and Jura had got out quickly. Going forward, Rapidash on the outside, and it's finding the lead after 200. Rapidash from Escalante in second placing. Smooth Customer the outside. 2 lengths to Jura, being followed by Tasamba after being caught wide as booting forward, and Casino Boy just on his inside, and they're followed by Spontane, No Alibi, and 4 to Poker Player at the 900 metres now, and trying to steady down in front. Rapidash. Tasamba went round the outside and joined and heads it at the 800 metre mark. 2 lengths away, Smooth Customer outside Escalante. About 2 lengths then to Casino Boy. 2.5 lengths further back, No Alibi on the inside, followed then by Jura. 2 lengths to Spontane and 3 lengths to Poker Player. Past the 600 metres now to Samba the outside, and on the rail Rapidash leading by 2 lengths. Escalante in second, to third position on the inside of Smooth Customer. Casino Boy's had a pretty good trail into the race. He's fifth and easing out to start. He's running the straight from No Alibi. Jura is well back and hard ridden, followed by Spontane and Poker Player. Toss Amber into the straight, led by almost a length here to Rapidash. Escalante getting into the clear. Casino Boy's in plenty of clear galloping room, but not responding. Jura's coming with a big run, laying in, but he's after these leaders. Jura swept up to Tasamba, 100 to go, and then Escalante, but Jura is starting to draw away, and all too good. Jura wins it by a length and a half, a widening margin on the line. Photo second, Escalante or Tasamba. Clear then of Rapidash, who battled away okay, and then No Alibi. Casino Boy struggled, and then came Smooth Customer, followed in by Spontane, was never in the hunt today, and Poker Player was last all the way. Jura too good. He settled off the pace, but came with a strong finishing run. He was inclined to roll about a bit, but he was drawing right away from them in the run home. Too good. Number 4, Jura. Brendan Fennick and John Hooks. 3-year-old chestnut gelding by Grand Lodge from Trials. Time is 1:24.064. Jura the winner. Second position will go to Tasamba, number 1, and Escalante will get third after the photo is examined. Just waiting those numbers to come through and be official. Here they come now. 4 first, 1 second Tasamba, Mark Pegas, and 6th third Escalante, written by Link Robertson. Casino Boy heavily supported, had a beautiful trail into the race in 5th place, but he was clearly disappointing in the run home. 4, 1 and 6 on race 2. Next to Charles MacArthur, handicap race 3 at 1:30.
Yeah, there was a big win by Jura, wasn't it? Came from a long way back. And on the other hand, Casino Boy, a big flop. Right, now, there are Quinellas, Exactas and Trifectas available for you for the second at Caulfield. Brendan Fennick aboard the winner. Now, let's have a look at what's happening at Morphettville for Boreal. Baghdad, $6. Danegar, $6.40. Weights right at Caulfield, by the way, on the previous of 416, confirming those dividends. And
1500, they're off this time, and immediately Boreal back towards the tail, but very wide out. Catechism and Beryl disputing the front spot. A length on Roaring 40s moving up quickly. So too is Baghdad. Not far away now is Danegar, and right out off the track is Boreal, followed by Monty Drift, Time to Remember, and To Be Fair in a compact field drops out last, going down towards the 1,000 marker, and Baghdad goes to the lead now. About a neck or so on Catechism, and Beryl drops in about 2 lengths third on the outside of Roaring 40s, just shading Beryl now. Danegar is out on a limb, followed by Time to Remember inside of Monty Drift. Boreal is wide next to last, and To Be Fair is last, not all that far from the leader, however. And that pilot is Baghdad at the 700, and the rider slowing the speed. Baghdad leads only about a half length or so. Sitting in second, Posse Catechism. The leader quickens now. Third is Roaring 40s, followed by Beryl. Danegar. Then Time to Remember, Monty Drift, and the last pair of Boreal on the outside. outside of To Be Fair. Racing to the bend now. They've got 500 ahead of them, and Baghdad shows the way. A length on Catechism, roaring 40s. Plenty of room for it to come through. Beryl being called upon for her effort now, and the little fillies knuckling down to her work well. To Be Fair pulling into the open, and then Boreal and Time to Remember. At the 200, plenty of hopes. Beryl under the whip in front. On the outside, To Be Fair and Boreal with Catechism. It's Beryl still in front. To Be Fair's about to pounce. Beryl, To Be Fair. To Be Fair hits the front. To Be Fair beat Beryl wide out. Boreal, Time to Remember not far away with Catechism. Further back was Danegar, Monty Drift. Baghdad knocked up and beat Roaring 40s home. To Be Fair, well, he certainly ran right up to his Australian debut at Randwick when he came from back at the tail of the field. And Darren has got him to the line here. Number 4, To Be Fair, trained by Graham Rogerson. Rogie bred the horse by Captive Edition from Western Rumour. He's a part owner, G.A. Rogerson, with L.M. Nestad, G.Z. Berg and G. Barber, and most importantly on the tote in New South Wales, $6.50 and $2. Waiting on the full numbers to come up. The time for the 1500, 129.91, 35.39. The sectional, the class record is 128.14. 4-3-7-6. To Be Fair, D. Beedman first. Number 3, Beryl, gallant run, honest little filly. She's paid $1.60. Rob Brewer for Les Bridge. Number 7, third, Boreal. John Hawkes, Corey Brown combining, it's paid $1.60. The Quinella, 16.70, Exacta 31.50, Trifecta 108.30, and the first 4, 4-3-7-6, 587.50, extra double special div $6.10.
Okay, thanks, Ian. 4-3-7. Now, let's check camp at 6.20. Cobra Moose at 9.40. Handsome Colours 5.20. Go down to Lashed. Stephen Baster aboard, 4.80. Dexterous, 2.70. Of the remaining runners, it's, well, and Shalini, $28. So there you have it for the size produce stakes, the smoke-free size produce. Stephen Baster is in Adelaide, and one of his interesting rides is Lashed amongst a few others.
So they're nearly ready. Callandoon coming up. Set to run. 1400 for the third out of Caulfield. All clear. Racing and a good start. Lady Wild being bustled out of the gates began fast, and also into stride quickly was Queen Carey over on the outside in company with Chalet-Me in the centre. Deltrice on the speed as well, and Hidden Honey 2 lengths away, settling down 5th on the inside of Very Nice. Callandoon wide. One further back is Mrs. Bentley, 2 Polaris, Darting Princess and Chicky. She doesn't want to settle properly. She's getting ahead up at the tail of the field. Heading to the 900 metres, and Lady Wild on top, led by head Chalet-Me. A length and a half to Deltrice, box seating. Queen Carey around her. 1.5 Callandoon, who also over races at the 800 metres. Being followed then by Hidden Honey, Very Nice, 1 Polaris. Trailed then by Mrs. Bentley. Chicky still not settling. She's pulling ahead off second last, and Darting Princess last at the 600 metres. And here Chalet-Me moved up on the outside, and Lady Wild, they share the lead. By a length and a half, Queen Carey outside Deltrice. 2 Callandoon. Very Nice round the outside, and then Chicky over on the rails is Hidden Honey. Polaris third last, and in traffic coming around the bend. Behind her is, as they enter, Darting Princess. Into the straight, Chalet-Me moved up now to Lady Wild. Deltrice trying for a run between them. There's the gap opening. Here's Queen Carey coming with her run, and then Very Nice and Hidden Honey from Polaris late. Queen Carey hit the lead. Deltrice through on the inside. Polaris flashing home. Queen Carey, Deltrice. Deltrice, Queen Carey. Deltrice, she's kicked and she's won it. Deltrice from Queen Carey. Polaris third, and then Very Nice, followed by Hidden Honey. Back behind them, Mrs. Bentley, Darting Princess, Callandoon, Lady Wild. And they were trailed in then by, at the tail of the field, Chalet-Me, and last in was Chicky. Winner Deltrice, ridden by Mark Pegas. He rode her well, just put her to sleep behind the pace. She got the split. Queen Carey loomed large like a winner at about the 100 metres, but she's kicked strongly, Deltrice, to get home. Number 3, ridden by Mark Pegas, trained by Ricky Bruin, to pay $4.80 and $1.80. Queen Carey second. Craig Newitt and Dean Lawson will pay $2.10, and Polaris, Jason Patton and Chris Perry will also pay $2.10. Numbers are through and official at 3, 5 and 9. Gee, she'd been racing consistently, this mare. She just hadn't been able to win a race, and in fact it breaks a drought that stretches back some 13 months. 14th of April was her last win, and it was also at Caulfield. So at her favoured track, I think her last 3 victories have been at this course, where she boasts now 7 starts, 3 wins and 3 minor placings. 3.59, race 3 from Caulfield.
Late male selection there from Andrew getting home, and as Greg pointed out, well-deserved win. Race 3, Morphettville, the size produce stakes coming your way, and conditions not as bleak as they were about 20 minutes ago, as we get the latest from Hilton.
Yeah, it was a big storm that came through, Graham, but as quickly as it came, it went just as fast. You know, fairly heavy rain, but didn't last long. The sun's out now, but looks like there is more showers sweeping through, more on the way. On track, the favourite is Lashed, just over Dexterous. They're almost equal favourites, in fact, Lashed and Dexterous. And indeed on the TAB, they're about the same price. Handsome Colours is a lot better on course. He's quite short there at 3.40. It's about a point short of the each-way quote. And the only other ones given any hope of 1 and 2, Hydrometer and Cobber Moose. Now they get set for the size produce. They're just about ready. Dexterous to come up with Millanova and Family Edition. The track's rated dead. We have a late scratching in race 7. Number 7, Taylor Dane, has come out due to the downgrading of the track. Well, it was dead at the start and was still in. It's still dead, but obviously stewards have allowed connections to take the horse out. Now Family Edition goes up and they're ready to run. Set for a start. It's the Sires Produce Stakes. Ready to run. Set. Stand nicely. Oh, there's one out wide playing up, Millanova. Or is it racing? Gee, Family Edition seemed to move around on the gates when he let them go. Well, Lashed as usual, slow to begin and struggling to stay in touch in the early part. Handsome Colours is going straight to the lead. Out wide, Family Edition up to second, and third now Cobber Moose. From Shalini, followed by Millanova, and then came Dexterous on the outside of Turfing. From Hydrometer, and 3 away last is Lashed, and Basta's got the whip on the filly. 1,200 metres to go, and Family Edition on the outside of Handsome Colours goes to the lead. A length and a half now the margin. Third, Cobber Moose on the inside of Shalini. Then there's a line of 3. It's Turfing on the inside of Dexterous, and wider out on the track, Millanova. 2 lengths further back, Hydrometer, and Lashed is 2 away last. Family Edition at the 800 metre mark, a length and a half to Handsome Colours. Quickly off the rails to go and sit outside this leader. Third, Cobber Moose, followed by Shalini. Then Dexterous in the centre. On the rails was Turfing, wider out Millanova. From Hydrometer, and Lashed is still last, and Basta's having a hard ride. He's hard at work on the filly, and she hasn't passed a horse yet. Coming around the turn at the 500 in the Sires Produce, and Handsome Colours has moved up on the outside of Family Edition. 3 wide Shalini, 4 wide Millanova, and Cobber Moose tracking the speed. Lashed off the course is still making some ground, and then came Dexterous, just held up for a run, switches off heels and moves Hydrometer wider, or does it? No, Hydrometer got the run. Dexterous got held up. Handsome Colours the leader. Now Hydrometer on the outside, and Lashed is coming home well. Hydrometer and Lashed have raced clear. Dexterous running on wider out, but Lashed has moved up to Hydrometer to put the head in front. Well, what a heartbreaking horse to follow in the run, but gee, she's good. Lashed came away and did it again. Won by 2.5 Hydrometer. Third in the race, Dexterous, unlucky from Millanova, Cobber Moose, then Shalini, Turfing. Well, second last, Handsome Colours. They went quickly, didn't they? Tailed off Family Edition in 1:38.59. Oh, what a win. Well, she's done it again. She was reluctant to go in the early stages, but this beautiful filly, raced by Sir Patrick Hogan by